Hello, and welcome to episode 69 of JagaVision. Almost on episode 70. Pretty stoked. We have a really interesting show today. We're going to make it short and sweet, though. We're going to be talking about hand rolling Sencha. So we're going to go back in time and show you a little bit of stuff that we learned from... when did we do this trip? This is like 2016, 17, 18, somewhere around there. Anyway, I look like I'm about 2 years old in the videos, just so you know. So we'll just take you through the process of handling Sencha. But I have Sister Speak on the line already. She's our weekly guest. Super stoked to have her here. Sherri Anne, are you there?
Hello, yes, hello.
Okay, awesome. So just I'm gonna pin so they can see you. There we go. Pin. There we go. Okay, so let's see if that works. I think that should work. Can they see you? Going there. Yes, they can. Okay, awesome. Okay, they can see me too, twice over. So why don't I switch to this? There we go. Okay, that's nicer. So, Sherri Anne, we're gonna be drinking. You've already made some ice sencha. You're out in the near a lake in the East Coast, etc. So glad you could make it on the show. We're gonna be talking about and drinking some sencha. So that sencha that you're drinking right now is from Mr. Takaki, who was on the show. Might have been as recently as 2 weeks ago. Do you remember? We had Takaki and Yamaguchi on the show. So he's the fellow. Takaki's the guy from southern Japan. Yamaguchi could speak a little bit of English, but Takaki was not busting out any of those skills, but both very skilled farmers. So sencha, when you say tea in Japan, it is sencha that people are talking about. So
All right.
when you so when we want to say tea in North America, we're generally talking about like kind of an English breakfast, that kind of style of tea, right? So the idea is that it's the most basic tea that you can get, but it's beautiful. The leaves are the young leaves of the Camellia sinensis tree. Something like 95% of production in Japan is steamed green tea leaves. And what I wanted to just quickly show you today, because I know you're in some pretty hot weather out there, is what we learned about hand rolling it. So normally this is done by machines. So you would have machines taking us through this hand rolling process that I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to see if I can't make this.
So cool.
Yeah, pretty stoked. So let's pin that.
I'm plowing through this sencha, by the way.
Yeah? Awesome.
Okay. I have like half an inch left. So good.
So can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the wrong direction. So that direction. Okay. So basically, this is a map of what we're going to go through. This is so Mew and I, when we were visiting Takaki-san, it was really interesting to just see him pull out some steamed leaves. This was the Camellia sinensis leaves that he'd blasted with steam, and he was preparing to put it through this process. We had Torio join us. We call him Torio-kun. He helps or was helping Takaki-san at the time, and we learned a lot from him. And they were preparing this. I think it's called a hoiro. It's it's called a hoiro or a momidai. And it's just basically it's a table that's heated from the bottom. You can see there's like a gas burner from the bottom, and then they put this material over top of it so that you can put the tea leaves on. And here's Torio and Miyu, and Takaki's in the background there. Takaki's actually a coach. They actually do hand rolling tea competitions in Japan. It's 8 hours, like a full day, to only make like 500 grams of tea. So it just really doesn't make any sense to make the tea for sort of general sale and consumption. But they want to keep the culture alive, right? So they do these competitions, and they've placed pretty decently high. And what they do initially is that first process is called jonetsu. Oh, we got volume on this. Okay.
Whoa.
So that's them doing a process called what is it? It's like a kaiten momi is how it's pronounced. It's like a light kind of rolling that they're doing, and this is Mew trying to imitate that. So Mew and I aren't as skilled as them. So this is them again. This is experience. See how like in unison they are, going back and forth, and Takaki on the left is the experienced guy. Torio on the right is less experienced. He's learning like us. This is like his first time, but he's better than us. Does this make sense?
It's very athletic, like body mechanics.
And it's hot too, like when you got the flame going. And
humid?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There they are, skills.
Dang.
And then
here I am complaining.
And we went into Ju Kaiten Momi after that, so it's like a much heavier. And it's pushing those leaves and bruising them and breaking down those cell walls. Oh, there I am speaking the narration. And they're just really trying to press it down, eh? And then here, this process that we do next is called tamatoki. So tamatoki is literally like breaking up the balls. So you're when you roll them like that aggressively, they start to kind of tangle up, and you go through this process of breaking it apart. So it's kind of going back and forth like that. And what they're doing is much faster process of breaking it apart. The guy Morimatsu-kun, the guy in the back there, he actually competes. So he's actually he's really good at what he's doing there. He's come in second place in the country. Isn't that cool?
Wow, that's so wild. How long are the competitions? Are they like a day thing or a weekend or like several rounds?
Exactly. Yeah, there's multiple rounds, and they do this during and then like the winner is like a big deal, and but again,
it's a sport.
Yeah, and
sports competition.
There's me. Being all
oh, look, you got good posture there. Looks like you're ready to roll like with good mechanics there.
I'm trying. Yeah, because this next process after tamatoki is hoguretaha. So we're I'm still doing tamatoki. This is me learning that process of breaking apart the leaves. I'm just not that good at it. You see the guy Takaki on the right? That's skill. Look at how fast he moves. He gathers everything, and then he just like pulls it apart. Whereas me, I'm kind of clumsy here. See, gathering it all, and I kind of. But look at that. I just love the skill of the freaking wild. His hands are like water. Bam. Yeah, breaking it apart.
And Mew's doing
good.
Picking it up pretty good, eh?
Yeah. Well, you know Mew. She's just good at everything.
It's like superhuman athlete.
So there's some Tsui Hikari. We were tasting some. And then we spent so this whole process isn't supposed to take us really as long as it took us. It's just we're not you can't like move too quickly, because you gotta, as you're doing this process, you gotta keep it warm and you're moving quickly. And if you move too slowly, then just the flavors kind of get all messed up. So knowing what you're doing and moving with experience does make a big difference. So we had to do a process called momikiri. That's what we were doing before. Sorry, you know how I said it was the same thing over and over again? This next stage here is called tenguri momi. And it's just making the leaves even straighter. See that? How it's like a roll and then a push. And this is actually shaping the leaves. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And then we get into this this process. After this, it's going to be called kokuri momi. So he's just explaining how we need to just be careful with the the press, like how we're pressing it is shaping the needles. And there I am with Torio and Morimatsu. So again, Morimatsu on the right is the competitor. Torio is not. He's learning like us. We thought he had way more experience than we do, but I guess he's seen it more often. He hadn't actually had a chance to do it before though. And
Just one quick observation.
What's up?
I find it fascinating that it's like a competition, like almost like a sport.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any other. There's a sport where, when you're done, you actually have this marvelous tea at the end of it, or a marvelous thing you can drink, or, you know.
Totally. Yeah. No. It's pretty fun that's actually, you know, when you're finished and all said and done, you get a chance to drink it for sure.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool if you like played hockey or field hockey or baseball, and at the end of the game, you were like actually like, I don't know, the ball was getting hit in a way that was like turning it into a delicious dessert.
Totally. Yeah. Totally. um, I'm trying to actually, so you can see this, but the audience can't. And I'm trying to go back because there's one more thing that I wasn't able to get, which is called console. And I thought that I added it to that list, but I might not have. And it's just the drying thing, and then that's when it's going to be done. And they do this kind of interesting thing where they set it up, and they leave like a square.
Mm.
And you can see all these crazy photos. I just put in Japan, and this is all the stuff that comes up.
Oh wow, your Google photo.
Yeah, but I'm not showing the audience right now. I just want to see if I can't find that last step that I didn't include in that album that I made to show everybody today. Anyway, it's a simple process of just kind of lining it up, but it's really important. You kind of leave a square in the center, because if you can imagine, if you pile a bunch of wet leaves, the center is going to be where it's wettest. So if you just leave that area kind of empty, then you're just going to dry out the sides, and it's just going to be a faster drying. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think I found it.
I may have to mute myself because there's a band about to start in like a little bit, so they're sound checking.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. I think that yeah, I think it's here. Oh, this is nighttime. This is us just drinking I think it's the finished tea. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have it.
Well, we could have
I don't
background
know.
music. Let me know. No, is this it?
Yeah, it's not it, but it's kind of the best I can do. So I guess I'll just go back to that scene so the audience can see. So this is just the tea, finished, completed, after everything is all said and done. And they've what I find kind of interesting about the Japanese system is, even after you've finished it and you've gotten it to this point, it's still kind of technically aracha, because this rough tea gets sort of completed more after you put it through a system that cuts it to a uniform length and separates out the particulate in the stems. And when we drink sencha, that's what we're drinking. And what's kind of sad about that is, by cutting it to length, you sort of take away from the awesomeness of having hand rolled this. So it's going to have long leaves, and the reason they do that is they just want to have a very homogeneous extraction system. So if you put it into a Japanese teapot, you know the temperature that you're going to use, you know the amount of leaves you're going to use. Like, they're really shooting for this very consistent preparation methodology. But I think you lose out because you don't get a chance to just work with the leaves as they complete it, and like enjoy the beauty of like the long leaves. And in Chinese tea styles in multiple countries, they'll have like the longer leaves, and you've seen them, right? Like the Milan Shang's so beautiful, and it
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Anyhow, that's the process from start to finish. It took many hours. I don't think I could convey that in the video, but it was it was pretty sweet to be able to do that. Here, I'm gonna see if I can't get you. Okay, let's stop that. Okay, all right. So stop the presentation, and you are pinned. And I'm gonna go back to us on the screen together. Okay, cool. So that was essentially what I wanted to talk about. Did you have any? Yeah, I guess you provided that insight. It's kind of like sports, eh? And but you get to drink it. So yeah, Japanese sencha, hand rolled. I should show you another time the system of what it goes through, like the mechanization of that is pretty wild. You do get it's pretty cool to see the machines doing their work, and sort of imitating, or you can tell why it does those certain things. It kind of, what it kind of reminded me of was, I can just imagine how amazing it was for people that were doing laundry, using like a hand laundered style, and then they had machines that could do laundry for them, and just how big of a change or a monumental sort of just intense difference that would have made for people's lives when they no longer need, but I think at the same time, I'm not sure about laundry. There's things that you lose in laundry, like the connection, the community kind of getting together and doing laundry together, but with tea you lose out on, I think, this very manual part of it. And hand rolling is still a thing. Like you see in other countries, people definitely investing heavily in the techniques of hand rolling and stuff. So yeah, kind of cool, hey? Okay, I think I might be able to show you some mechanization, but I think we should probably just call it a day, because all of my video that I have is kind of really big machines. I don't have something that's a little bit more close up for you to see everything kind of moving around and working.
I just finished my last drop of this delicious sencha.
Isn't it good?
Yeah, I'm so amazed at like how many. I'm just so curious how many years people actually hand rolled it for the general like community around them.
Well, like machine rolling is only something that's happened since the like within the last 100 years.
Yeah, I figured.
When
People spend so much time, I think, outside too, probably just with nature and with crops and with like weaving and tea making and
yeah,
can you imagine if we spent like hours and hours and hours outdoors working?
I know, right? Yeah.
I wonder how the deal was with like bugs and stuff. So right now I'm getting like different bugs biting me and landing on me, and
Well, this style of making tea was invented in the 1700s. This way of rolling the leaves, and it was more in the early 1900s that you saw sort of a movement away from that. And what was interesting about Mandokoro, and I think I've shown you images of our visits to that beautiful community in Shiga.
yeah.
The houses that are there, so many of them were just, everybody processed their tea this way. So basically it was just it was a thing. You'd have the whole village just processing and hand rolling tea. And then that got really concentrated.
Cool.
But the robots took over, right? Because it's all robots after a while. And there's something kind of sad about that, because you don't have this whole village processing tea together and this kind of like this busyness and all that. Instead, it's all, let's just harvest the leaves and bring it to the factory, and then the factory does all of that for you. You do leave a lot with the factory. I think that the amount of control a person had back in the day would have been absolutely incredible. They would have been able to really say, hey, like, here's the, these minute technique changes are going to bring out flavors this year that I wasn't able to bring out last year. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
I didn't know how much the band was cutting through. It's really a good band.
That's awesome. Actually, we can't hear them very much at all on the audio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's it. I can't really find more video of the stuff that I wanted to show you of the mechanization. Oh, hey, here's a cool one. This is Here, let me do this. Present this. Hold on. Present a tab. Okay, you can see that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So let's tab that. Okay, and then I'll go and make this so we're just a little bit bigger for the audience. So that's the factory. This is an old factory in Mandokoro. So the machinery is a little bit older, but they basically have it going into the steamer, and then that gets transferred over to a junenki, and that like really crushes the leaves, and then you see them. So this is kind of cool. Just after it's been steamed, going through this conveyor belt system, and then just
Whoa.
yeah, right.
Dang it, the whole process.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. I'm kind of just driving through the village, but yeah, I'll try and put something together for another episode where I can just really go in to a little bit more detail on the mechanized version of it. So anyway, today you got to see us kind of learning how the hand-rolled system works in Japan. It's like 99.9999% mechanized now, but there are still many countries that do a hand-rolled version of tea production. So it's kind of interesting to see that transition in Japan. And yeah, awesome. But thank you. Those watching, Sherri Anne joining us today and joining us basically every week it's been amazing having her on the show. Has these live sessions that she does, and in her Patreon channel. So if you go to patreon.com/sisterspeak, or if you check out her work on sisterspeakmusic.com, totally encourage you to check it out. Do you have any sort of ideas when that exciting new album is? I imagine there's a lot of process in like preparing it for, albums and all that stuff. But do you have some sort of rough idea of when you're hoping to release that new album?
Yeah, so we're looking at a couple singles this fall, and then early 2022 for the full record.
Nice.
We just want to make sure we have a few months to properly promote it and get the promotion budget together and everything like that, and
Makes sense.
master it.
Yeah.
Maybe get a vinyl run.
So
See what we can do.
So give some of her music a listen. The live album is a particular favorite of mine, but everything she does is awesome. And you can go check it out on your streaming services, Sister Speak. And then if you want to become a patron, you can join her there and help build up that promotion budget.
Thank you.
Which would be amazing. And then Sister Speak is also, Sherri Anne is the mastermind behind Resonation. Resonation does musical promotion work, and a big thing that they're doing for us is participating in making sure that everybody's aware of these sessions we do every Friday. So if you're in Victoria and you're watching, come down. We have free reservations on our webpage. There's been some issues with the webpage that have been resolved today, and we should have that live reservation system back and working by the end of the day. And you can go and fill it out. You can also just show up. We're going to have an amazing show tomorrow with David Santana, a jazz musician with a stand-up bass player with him. He's playing electric guitar, and it's just going to be really chill. Come and have some tea and desserts. And then Sherri Anne.
Original.
Original jazz.
Original contemporary jazz.
Yeah, pretty awesome. So yeah, you can totally check that out. Details, go to Sister Speak Music's Instagram, and very shortly I'll be posting something on mine as well. So thank you for coming on, Sherri Anne. Thank you for all of your support and awesomeness in making these shows a success. And we'll see you again hopefully next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jared.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was Sherri Anne from Sister Speak, and you can also find Sencha from Mr. Takaki on our webpage. If you go to JagaSilk.com, it should be working now. You can go and buy his beautiful selection. We're hopefully going to learn how to toast tea like he does. Is our kind of long game with that particular tea. And we have some really exciting senchas that we're just getting prepared, where you'll be able to try different single cultivar selections that have been produced by Takaki-san. So look for that on our webpage as well. There should be a reserve tea section that should be coming out soon. Lots of glitches right now, so if you're seeing some old teas that don't actually exist, please ignore them. Only buy 2020, 2021 teas, please. But that should also resolve itself by the end of the day. If you want to go to jagasilk.com to find this info, that'd be awesome. You can also give us a follow on Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, lots of archived episodes of JagaVision you can check out. Really appreciate you watching today. Hopefully that was informative and interesting. Just learning a little bit about hand rolling tea. Last week we had Dave Basuroy on. We were having some great philosophical discussions. We've had farmers live from Origin on our shows. Just scroll back in time and check out some of what we've done. Every week on Thursdays at 1, you can join us in the chat room. And yeah, we'll see you live broadcasting from YouTube on our JagaSilk channel. We're also, you can find us at Facebook and Twitch and all those places. So anyways, we'll see you again next week, Thursday, 1 o'clock. Take care. Goodbye.